Alrighty, guys, welcome back to the SU Gang podcast. Happy Tuesday. It is April 7th as we are recording this, and a lot of news just happened. The national championship just wrapped up. Congratulations to the Michigan Wolverines. It is their second national title since 1989. Definitely a few crazy upsets and stuff during the tournament. It was definitely another fun year. As someone who's starting to really get into college sports and college basketball, I see what the hype's about. We also have Dexter Lawrence requesting a trade, and also Curry came off finally. He finally came back from injury, and in a close game with the fourth seed Rockets that we barely lost, that happened. So that's pretty cool. And he's still on a minute restriction. And we also have the baseball season starting to come underway. The Giants suck 3-7, which is definitely different than how they start. The Cubs they're not doing bad, but they have a losing record. Again, it's really early. And then Bobby's Yankees are off to a hot start. I believe they are 8-3. And yeah, so not an insane amount today, but some new stuff. So we're glad to be here. So Mal, you want to talk about anything going on in baseball?
Yeah. So the Cubs just won a dominating fashion game, which a lot of our wins this year have actually been dominating. Like we're 5-6. Our 5 wins have been mostly blowouts, except for our 1-0 win on Sunday. But this team is kind of boring. But again, we're only 11 games into the season, so I shouldn't freak out too much. But I have some really, really bad news, and there's some concerns that I have, and one of them is that our best fucking pitcher, our ace, our best starting pitcher, Cade Horton, second year, sophomore year guy, got a season-ending UCL tear. So he is out for the season, as of today, actually. So I wanted, at the time when I found out, I wanted to be 6 feet under because that just sounds terrible. And I hope the best for him, and I just wish, all I want is for him to recover as fast as possible. Maybe a miracle, and if he fucking plays in the playoffs like Kyle Schwarber did for us in 2016, where he had a season-ending injury, but he came back for the World Series. Hey, anything can happen, but yeah, that's it for him for the year. So, pretty sad, but it is what it is. We got to move on. Teams go through adversity. The frickin' Niners had 1 billion injuries and went all the way to the divisional round. What says we can't?
Exactly. That's the spirit, man. And unlike the Warriors, you still got a legitimate shot because the season just started for sure. And yeah, another thing we can talk about, this is more of minor news, but I actually saw this on LinkedIn, like the LinkedIn warrior I sometimes am. Fernando Mendoza, everyone's favorite future NFL LinkedIn guy. This is actually where I first found out the news. He officially accepted a U.S. Bank role as a chief financial playmaker. And a couple things stuck out to this about me. Number one, Fernando is actually a really smart finance guy, if you know anything about him, because he literally, before coming to Indiana, he graduated from the Haas School of Business out of Berkeley, which is one of the best public universities in the world and one of the best business schools in the country. Finance degree, not an easy thing to do while you're a student athlete at all. And he did that. He might have done a master's too. I'm honestly not sure. And then he went to Indiana. So, a lot of people know just how goated his LinkedIn is, because not only is he a Heisman and national championship winner, he went to 2 amazing schools with it, but he now accepted this role at U.S. Bank. And I looked into what exactly a chief financial playmaker is, but he is basically a part of the financial team that is going to help the well-being of athletes and their families, which I think is a very good thing, because I can't stress this enough. A lot of athletes don't really know how to manage themselves financially in the long term, because you got to really see from a perspective, like a broader perspective, really just how hard it is to not only make the NFL, but also earn a long-term extension. So I think that's a great idea. Even like very famous guys are broke. Like look at Adrian Peterson and stuff. They are massively in debt. So I really like this from him because he is more than qualified to get like a JP Morgan, a Goldman Sachs job. But the fact that he's going to continue to use these skills while being in the NFL, probably as a Raider, is just really insane for him. I think his personal accomplishments just aren't said enough. But another thing, this program he's part of, it actually is just part of an NFL partnership that the league announced with US Bank. They are now the official bank of the NFL. And this basically, it's a multi-year deal. And basically, a few things are going to happen. One, they're going to collaborate with them to officially make this custom program for player financial education and wealth management. They also will obviously be the official bank of the league, but they will also be the new sponsor of the Super Bowl MVP award starting next year. So you will hear when whoever is announcing it after the Super Bowl, you'll hear the US Bank stamped onto it. So overall, pretty huge as a sport business student. I just think this is a pretty interesting thing, and I really think this program can have real impact. And Mendoza isn't just a name in there like some guys in consulting firms. He actually legitimately has the experience to do this. I would not be surprised at all if he remains incredibly wealthy, even if his career doesn't go as well as we think maybe a number one prospect could go. But I believe in him. So overall, congrats to Fernando. But this is just a very cool thing I saw today.
Yeah, such a likable guy, man. And he's gonna get protected. He just needs some receivers to throw the ball to. I mean, he has Brock Bowers and Michael Mayer.
That's true. Michael's a good Ashton Janty. He's a good pass catcher. Tyler Linderbaum, they got him too. They still have like Colton Miller and John Powers Johnson are still solid too. They just need to fix the right tackle and guard. They could draft a receiver in this draft as well too. I mean, I think Trey Tucker's underrated, but you definitely need another guy there. So they very well could address that. Could be a very cool young team, kind of like how, Bo Nix and Troy Franklin were together. Another good rookie for him to connect with. So yeah, overall, I'm excited to see how the Raiders do this year. They definitely made a hell of a lot of moves to start to be competitive. But yeah, so that was just a cool thing I wanted to bring up. But anyway, now we have Dexter Lawrence trade rumors, and that's not very sexy of him to request a trade. That is just pretty crazy. Definitely, like I understand it. He's a very talented defensive tackle, but you know, they were a very entertaining like 4-win team last year, and they have really overhauled to be a competitive team next year. So if he was older, I would have understood it. You really want to win a ring, you deserve to have the chance to. But yeah, I know this definitely hurts some Giants fans. We'll see if it actually happens, but do you have anything on it now? I think you and Bobby were the ones that heard about this first.
I don't think he's going nowhere. But if Ryan Poles didn't get on the phone, I got some words, some not very good words to say to his face if he hasn't already called the Giants, because
Oh yeah, that'd be a big need for you guys.
that alone might be an understatement. He would help this D line out so much. We also just lost Andrew Billings, so we've lost so many defensive players, and I get it. Like, we lost a lot of secondary players, but we lost Andrew Billings. He was a big D line piece for us. Dude, Dexter Lawrence. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. If we get him, he can be a difference maker for our fucking D line. It'll make Montez Sweat's job easier. Hey, maybe even Deo Dangbo can actually fucking wake up and be the Colts version of himself that we fucking paid $16 million a year for, which I don't know why Ryan Poles ever thought that was a good idea, but whatever.
Wait, what was a
We
good
need
idea? Sorry. Sorry.
Oh no! I said maybe Dexter Lawrence's presence can impact our pass rushers, such as guys like Deo Odangbo and shit like that. Because
Who?
I mean,
I'm sorry, I'm a
oh
casual.
yeah.
I don't know who is that. Oh, hold on, he's on mute. But I'm looking at
Oh,
his
sorry.
stats
No,
here.
he no he was a guy we signed for like 16 million a year. Sorry.
That's okay. Um, yeah, it's just pretty crazy. It's I looked at his stats. He had a pretty big down year, but he was playing through an elbow issue, so I don't think it's anything concerning. It also, I don't think will seriously lower the trade value. I would say I saw some Seattle fans talk about it, and I'm gonna be honest, bro. We can let someone else have him as long as it's not the NFC West, preferably out of the NFC. But we only have like 4 to 5 draft picks. I'm gonna be honest. I feel great about Byron Murphy, Leonard Williams, Jaron Reed's still a good vet. Riley Mills, I mean, dude, he had his first sack in the Super Bowl, and that was the most epic sack ever, where he just grabbed the guard and just pushed him into Drake. Amazing. So I really like it. I would, as a Seahawks fan, just be fine with where we are. But if the Bills want to maybe make another trade, I mean, Bills could always use it. But yeah, Seahawks, I think we're honestly good. We have bigger needs such as corner and running back for sure, which will be very interesting to see how they address this because, again, I don't think it's the worst thing if they just decide to roll with who they got, especially when Zach Charbonnet comes back. But if Price is there in the second round, I would not be surprised if we take him. That could be pretty cool. Or even that like Washington linebacker a couple rounds later. He's a great run blocker.
Yep. Um. Well, hey, Ryan Poles, please. I would really, 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 really appreciate it, and don't let him go to Green Bay, because I've actually seen a lot of rumors of him going to Green Bay, and if he does,
With his
well,
contract, I don't know if Green Bay will want to do that though.
I mean, at this point, who knows, right? I mean,
I don't know the Packers draft situation from the Micah Parsons trade, but that would be
you
pretty crazy.
you know what, man? I have a great idea, and Ryan Poles, if you're listening, which I know you will be, um, thank you for subscribing to the SU Gang podcast, by the way. But Ryan Poles, I have a great trade offer. Give away Deo Odeyingbo for Dexter Lawrence, straight up. We got ourselves a deal.
How do you spell his name, by the way?
His last name or his first name? Because his first name is Dayo, and then his last name is
Oh,
O.
dude, I saw a Fetty Odengbo, who's another football defensive end for the. I think he's now on the. He's a linebacker. He was selected by the Vikings in the 2017 draft, but I think I Dangbo Bears. Oh, Deo Odengbo. Okay, dude, he was selected by the Colts in the 2021 draft. Dude, why have I never heard of this guy? Am I
He
just
was
a
good.
casual? Am I just
He
a
was
casual? He had a good 2020 2 and 3 season.
he was good with the Colts, and the Bears just
Yeah.
overpaid for him, and he doesn't really fit Dennis Allen's scheme that well, and he was just terrible with us. So
He hasn't been
but
good on us last year at the Colts
but
either.
he has upside. So hey
Yeah, that's
Giants, you
fair.
want
Still
that?
very young.
But I actually just saw a report right now. The Bears actually have reached out, so thank you, Ryan Poles. And they expressed interest in the trading for Dexter Lawrence, and the Giants are seeking either a late first round pick or a second round pick in return
Second
for
seems very
Dexter
likely.
Lawrence. Um, I
Would
feel
you be
like the
willing to
Bears.
throw a second?
Uh, I
First
don't want
is
to.
I don't know about first just because trade value is always just so interesting.
I feel like they might want an early second, and we're not gonna have that. Shit.
Maybe some
Hmm.
other players could be good. I don't know. They would want a good defensive player. Didn't you guys, it's kind of funny. Didn't you guys get like their linebacker, the Giants linebacker, that got released? I'm blanking on his name.
No, no, no. We got Devin Bush from the Browns.
Oh, Devin Bush. He had a nice career revival. I think that's a good pickup. Maybe the Giants signed
No,
TJ Edwards.
The Giants got Tremaine Edmonds from us.
Oh, Wrong guy.
No,
Okay.
TJ Edwards is still under contract with us for like a couple more years.
Tremaine, I will never forgive you for 2021 Edmonds, but actually, no, it's more of Leslie Frazier. And he became an assistant coach for the Seahawks under Mike McDonald, which a lot of people don't know. So, guess he redeemed himself. He terrorized one team of mine and helped win the Super Bowl for another. So, hey, you redeemed yourself, buddy. But like I just yeah, I don't like Leslie Frazier. But like literally the only reason I remember he was on the team, fun fact, is when Mike McDonald had to like not do a press conference because his wife was at the hospital giving birth to their kid. He took over for the press conference and I was like, wait, we hired this guy, and outside like the announcement they hired him, I completely forgot he's there. He's like a ghost, but anyway, yeah,
Yeah.
so that would be pretty cool. The Bears would definitely actually be a pretty exciting team from an objective standpoint that gets them really, really doing the Panthers mentality of like, hey, we had a hell of a season, overachieved, and we have a window here. It'll be pretty interesting though because the North I really think is one of the most competitive divisions in the league. I think both the Norths and the West are NFC West are probably the most competitive. Honestly, AFC West too. Once the Chiefs are good again, I mean, dude,
Oh
it's gonna
no,
be
they're
great.
gonna they're gonna
Gonna
they're
be
gonna be
crazy.
good. They're gonna be good. This was a fluky bad year from them. That's not gonna happen again. Not as
Yeah,
long as not,
absolutely.
not as long as Mahomes, and Mahomes was freaking injured for the last 4 games of the year, and they lost all
Yeah,
four.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
exactly.
no, they're gonna probably. I think they're gonna win Super Bowl again. They're gonna win Super Bowl again, and everyone's gonna hate it, and everyone's gonna be like, oh, football's ruined, and you know the whole Chiefs hate we had for them.
A Chiefs Rams Super Bowl could be pretty good because like I don't know. I give my hat to the Rams. Tip my hat to the Rams. I feel like out of all the Super Bowl contender teams, they really are the ones that got like better by the most. So I would say like that could be a possible matchup. We'll see what happens. But yeah, too many people are sleeping on the Chiefs going back. It's just their division's going to be tough. So I could see them being a wild card team or a lower, like, top four seed, but who knows? Anyway, moving on here, I'll talk a bit about Curry, I guess. And the Warriors are actually playing right now. They are playing the Kings. I will see if Curry came off because he is still on minutes restriction. He is off. He has 3 points in 6 minutes. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, hasn't played too much. But yeah, so he came back versus the Rockets. And man, that was an electric game. I unfortunately couldn't really watch it, but I saw some of the ending. Chase Center was really loud. I really love that that building got some life back in it. He again was on a minutes restriction. What's crazy about Steph is he is the main superstar in the league that does not get favorable officiating at all. Any Warriors fan will tell you, man, he gets continuously fouled and the refs really don't care. And especially with this game being a 1 point game, it really could make a difference. I usually am not like the guy that likes to, complain about one play, one call that the refs missed because at the end of the day, everyone's human. But there's just undeniable evidence. And they did this in the playoffs last year, dude. Curry had like a hurt thumb or like finger, and the Rockets, who we played in round one, continuously tried to target it with Dylan Brooks and all their dirty players. But yeah, there was one moment, like a minute 27, Curry got a good pass, got a diving layup, and Amen Thompson just completely assaulted him. And that should have been an and one. He has gotten that and one multiple times, but never did. And then Shengun gets a softer call and gets a free throw. So, that really could have made a difference because Curry rarely misses free throws. He's one of the most accurate free throw shooters in the league. And then the ending play, which is the most classic Brandon Pajemski thing of all time, Draymond calls for him and Pajemski to do a double screen. And instead, Pajemski just decides to walk to the middle or side of the court and do absolutely nothing. And Curry took a attempt at a game-winning shot. It did not go through, and the Rockets won by one. So it's just hilarious to me because Pajemski went on a little bit of a run because when the Warriors they got to the point where they were so down bad, where he was their only like main guy. And then he came back to earth, and Pajemski is just a meme. He is a very hated player, but also just a meme. So that's the most classic Pajemski thing ever. But it really is crazy. Like overall, like I can't be too mad. We took a fourth seed Rockets team down to the wire. Curry's first game back, he scored 29 minutes restriction. He was shooting some clutch threes to get us into the game. He didn't look like he skipped a beat out there. It was crazy. So it's really just what could have been if this team is actually healthy. And unfortunately, we're anchored by a lot of old dudes, which gets to the point I said last episode of like the Warriors had a few opportunities to really get a guy for the future, and they did not capitalize on that at all. And it's a very big over reliance on these guys healthy. If we had a healthy Porzingis for a long time, Butler, Curry, like we could have been more competitive. I'm not saying someone even said a 2 seed, which is crazy. That would not happen, but like we could at least be like a 6 seed. If the West was more like the East, even higher, but the West is just crazy. But yeah, no, we're not better than San Antonio or like Lakers or OKC. Like, get out of here, man. But anyway, pretty crazy. Doesn't really mean much. We're going to be playing in the play-in as the 10th seed. We're probably not going to do anything, but hopefully the team can regroup. Yeah, I mean, I don't really expect much. Maybe we win it. Maybe we don't. I'm going to be honest. I haven't been following the NBA like game to game, so I don't know how Portland is. We'll probably lose in the next round because we have to play the loser of the 7th and 8th for the 8th seed. But it's just not even really worth it at this point. Like, if we somehow win both, we play OKC. Like, dude, just no. But anyway, I am excited for the NBA playoffs, though. If we look at the standings, the mid three, aka the Bulls, the Heat, and the Hawks, have finally merged apart from the play-in here.
Well, I think the Heat are playing in the play-in.
Yeah, but I mean, like, they used to be next to get to each other, and now they're not. I can actually pull up the standings here. So the Hawks have been really good lately, and they got a 5th seed. It's not clinched yet just because there is 2 games between the Hawks, Raptors, 76ers, and Magic, and even Hornets. So that's 2.5 games between the 5th and 9th seeds. So nothing is clinched yet outside the top 4 seeds, but the Heat are a 10 seed in the play-in. The Bulls are out of the play-in, and the Hawks have went on a win streak. And the Raptors also had a pretty good season too. They're a 6 seed now. Like, I did not expect them to make the playoffs. So the East overall looks better here, which is cool. I've been wanting to see a more middle competitive East for years. The Pistons clinched the 1 seed, and then Boston, Knicks, and Cavs also clinched. And then in the West, no 1 seed has been clinched because the Spurs are 2.5 games behind, but it's Thunders, Spurs, Nuggets, Lakers, Rockets, Wolves, and then the Suns, Clippers, Blazers, Warriors are all going to be probably a play-in team just because the 6th and 7th seed, the Wolves are 4.5 games ahead. So, or sorry, yeah, 4.5 games ahead. So yeah, there's my little spiel, but it's going to be interesting. The Lakers are going to fall just because they have not had a good record versus any top 10 team. I think they've had a really horrible record. Luka's also hurt for potentially 5 weeks, which is another big headline. So they could miss the playoffs, and I really could see them getting first rounded again despite having home court advantage. So yeah, I just don't really know if they can last a whole series versus the Rockets. They're probably going to be hosting the Rockets in round 1, but playoffs should still be exciting. I'm rooting for the Spurs all the way from the West. I also like the Nuggets, but I really think the Nuggets or Spurs are the only chance we have to stop a two-peat from the Thunder. Boston, too. I really think Boston could come out of the East, but I just don't really... I feel like I really like Wemby. I think the Spurs give us a better chance. And The Nuggets took the Thunder to Game 7 last year in the second round. So, yeah, those teams are, I would say Celtics and then Thunder, Spurs, Nuggets are the big gauntlets to watch out for. And of course, 3 of 4 over in the West as usual. But yeah, last
Yep.
thoughts. The Pistons are the one
Bulls.
seed.
Oh shit! Keep
Yeah.
going. Keep going. Because it's playoffs. Keep talking playoffs.
Yeah, sorry, buddy. You guys can't make the play in this year and pretend you're doing that. I'm just kidding.
You're good.
Um,
You're good.
I was just gonna say, like, the Pistons, they did clinch the one seed in the East, but I feel like the Celtics are just the better team out there. I think their depth is really insane. They always find a sixth and seventh man that can come off the bench, kind of like just how the Thunder are loaded with depth. I really feel like they're the best team that can go band for band. The Pistons, my only concern is their offensive reliance on Cade Cunningham, and I know he had some injuries recently. He'll probably be fine for the playoffs, but even though the Pistons are the one seed, I think it's still an amazing season. I mean, they were the sixth seed last year. They had a dogfight with the Knicks last year. Like, it's a good season. I don't think a lot of people are expecting them to make the finals, but either way, you can't really be mad as a Pistons fan. I mean, you guys used to be ass forever. This is a good past few years for Detroit sports. They're kind of having a Lions like revival, especially if
Yep.
you look at how bad they were a few years ago. So I don't think I don't see a single Pistons fan that's mad, even if they come up short.
Interesting. Um. Well, you know what we're not coming up short of? Finally being eliminated because, well, with that, we have officially cleaned house as of like yesterday or Sunday. So
Yesterday,
yeah, we cleaned house. We fired everyone, but which is great. But the problem,
like everyone, like the coach and everything.
I don't know about the coach, but I think we fired our GM.
I mean, you guys made some trades to really show you guys were moving on, so that makes sense, which I think's the right move because again, you don't want to be like stuck in the middle forever. And I don't know if you guys can play into like a lottery pick, but I mean, hey,
But
still, this class is
it's
stacked. It's good you guys have a higher pick.
they got to get a new owner. Jerry Reinsdorf is a terrible owner. He's actually horrible. Like, and I've talked about George McCaskey. No, Jerry Reinsdorf. Like, dude, when you talk about owners, I feel like Chicago sports has the worst of the worst when it comes to having owners. Like, Jerry Reinsdorf is actually fucking terrible. Cause you want to know who he also owns? He fucking owns the White Sox too. But like I
Yikes.
have, like, dude, holy shit! Like, no wonder the Bulls have been in fucking shambles, dude. You fucking, dude. The White Sox in 2024 had the worst season in MLB history. 121 losses. It's never been done before by any team in MLB history. That MLB's been existing since 1876. Like, this is crazy.
Okay, so here's what they did. They you're right, they did do a front office overhaul. They got rid of the executive VP of operations and the GM. Coach wise, I don't think he is there, but yeah, no, the president and CEO has cited fan frustration. So it's definitely good to see. They have 60 million in cap space and draft assets from the trade, so they really could do something. But I think their coach is still okay. Let's see. Oh, it says the next GM must be sold on Donovan as the next head coach, Billy Donovan. So yeah, he's been there since 2020. Okay, so honestly, like his seat's warm too. I could see them not firing him just because it's the next GM's decision. So we'll see what happens with him.
Yeah. But hey, if there's one thing Chicago has, it's a pope, all right? So
Yeah.
you want some
But
good
that
things to
help
happen.
that helps Seattle though more than you because we won last time. There's a new pope too.
Yeah,
So I mean, so we'll just wait for the next one to come around and then we'll win a third Super Bowl.
yeah. Hey, we got a Chicago pope though, so Bulls, you guys will be okay soon. I don't know
Yeah.
anything about basketball, so I
I
have
mean,
no say.
I've been more of a casual outside the league too. I know Cooper Flag though, he dropped 50 recently against LeBron, and I think he was
Yeah.
the first rookie to ever do that, which again, it's a bit more of a skewed stat because it's not like they're, facing each other every single time. But yeah, Flag has had some insane moments. I know Con Knipple too from the Hornets has also been really insane. I forgot what record he broke, but he broke like a 3-point franchise record or something recently by a rookie, or maybe just a franchise record. But yeah, back on April 5th, he dropped 40. Cooper Flag dropped 45 points. Yeah, Cooper Flag, he started off slow, but he's been a hell of a pickup. He had 51 before that versus the Magic. Wow. Yeah, no, he's been crazy. So we'll see who wins Rookie of the Year.
Yes, sir. Hope I think it's Cooper Flag, but
I
who am I
mean,
to
he
say?
does have the popularity. I think it's him or Knipple. I don't know how the other guys like VJ Edgecombe have been with the Sixers. They definitely helped the Sixers come back to relevance, along with Embiid actually deciding to be healthy. I don't know if you remember, for the sports analytics class we met, we had to do a final project on the 2023 NBA MVP, and Embiid won that year.
Yeah.
And a lot of people thought that was BS, and it should have been Jokic, which is why they gave us that project anyway. So I forgot who we picked, but kind of reminded me of that.
That was a very interesting kind of it built the friendship with me and Bobby.
No, no, for real. Yeah, because Bobby and I were roommates, and then I don't know how you two met, but we all sat in like the same like row area. And I know you two like baseball, and you used to play like fuck, it's like that immaculate grid, but for
Yeah.
MLB. We met Emmanuel, and then at one point, Bobby's computer like fucked up, so he had to sit in the front of the class by himself in like the corner. But yeah, it was crazy. Like, but but because we were roommates, like Bobby and I, we still kept it alive because you also lived in the dorm across. But yeah, that was a crazy time, dude. I'm trying to go back there when football starts again, which God, I can't wait for. And SMU is going to Syracuse for a Halloween game. It's going to be on the 30th or 31st, so that's going to be lit. I really can't wait to go back there, man.
Yeah, we'll have a lot of what when speaking of football, we'll have a lot of football to talk about soon. Draft coming up in about 3 weeks, less than 3 weeks
Yeah,
actually.
shit.
We got the NFL schedule release coming out in a month,
Mm-hmm.
so pretty excited. A lot of football stuff to look forward to. Obviously, I'm a big baseball guy, so I'm just excited that it's back. NBA playoffs, so it's a good time for sports. Um,
Absolutely.
but yeah, man, any last thoughts?
I think we're good here. Just a slower day, but oh, bro, I completely forgot to talk about March Madness. Okay, I'll touch on March Madness briefly, partially because I'm an Arizona fan, and unfortunately, in the Final Four, yeah, actually, no. Illinois made it for the first time since 2005, I believe. How about that? I love how he doesn't even lift it up to show the camera. But yeah, he goes to Illinois, guys. Yay. But
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
great season. But yeah, and then as an Arizona fan, because my dad went there, Michigan just absolutely put B2A on us the entire game. It was crazy. And definitely a wake up call because outside the Elite Eight going in a half against Purdue, Arizona looked really good. Everyone thought, hey, this is going to be a tight game. Whoever wins this one is winning the championship. But yeah, I mean, credit to them. Their defense is insane. Their center is a really good defensive prospect. I could see him being a top 10, 15 pick. It's just, they just outplayed us at every turn. There's not much else to say. It was a great season, better than other seasons. It just sucks considering how good they were that it ended like that. I would have thought it would have been a close fight, but yeah, Michigan looked dominant this entire run. I think until the championship, I think all their wins were like 17 plus points. Nothing was close. Credit to them. They made it close. I heard some of it was sloppy baseball. I couldn't watch, unfortunately. I had to study. Congrats to Michigan for winning second championship since 1989, and UConn made it they also won a bunch of championships. Even their women's team is good too. So they'll be back. Dan Hurley's a dog, but yeah, Michigan was just the better team, and that's pretty much it. I mean, their center didn't really play good, but he really helped them the rest of the way for Michigan. So yeah, it is what it is. Congrats to them. Great end to the Final Four or March Madness. Why did I say Final Four? Anyway, I think that's pretty much it. So we appreciate you guys tuning in. The draft will come up soon. That'll probably be when our next video is, I imagine, but we'll see. The semester is going to get pretty busy. Literally, it's crazy to think about in like not even a month and a half, I'm going to be done with school. So we'll see how finals are and everything with the schedule, but hopefully we have something to cover the draft. I'm really excited for that. And yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys.